Mr. Goldman for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Gallant, a couple quick questions for you. Can the Biden administration unilaterally hire more immigration judges to address the long backlog of asylum claims?
I apologize. I do not know all the technical aspects of what they can do now and whether they.
Well, they would need
finances.
Authorization and appropriation from Congress,
Right.
So,
absolutely.
can the administration just print money so that they can hire more border security agents, or is that something that Congress has to do?
No.
Okay. It's interesting to hear my colleagues say that the administration's policies are political when there are so many obvious legislative issues that need to be fixed by Congress that the administration cannot do. And unfortunately, what is political about our immigration discussion right now is what my colleagues on the other side of the aisle are doing. And they are using immigration as a political partisan cudgel, and they have no interest in actually solving the problems. The backlog of asylum claims is a significant problem that we need to address. Our border security is a significant problem that we need to address. We may disagree on how to do it, but Congress has to do it. So I find it remarkable when I hear the chairman say that this administration, quote, encourages child and sex trafficking. Or my colleague from Louisiana says that the government is partnering with cartels in human trafficking. Mr. Ballard, do you agree that this government is encouraging human trafficking and partnering with the criminal organizations to engage in human trafficking?
I wouldn't say it's wittingly, but I would definitely say that the trafficking networks are using a failed policy to get people and children into our country in a way that's unethical and flat out wrong.
Unethical and wrong.
And wrong.
To enforce our, okay. Let's talk about that for a second. You have talked about the control of the human trafficking network by the cartels, right?
Correct.
The cartels are the ones who are orchestrating this and benefiting from it and pushing it, correct?
Correct.
The cartels, you would agree, rule to the extent they do by force and threat of violence, correct?
Yes.
And they do that because they possess weapons of war, such as AR-15s, correct?
The cartels, yes, they
Yes.
possess those things.
Do you know where the majority of those weapons of war come from that the cartels use?
I don't.
The United States. The United States. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to ask unanimous consent to introduce a July 24, 2023 article by Reuters that is entitled, Mexico Urges U.S. Court to Revive a $10 billion Lawsuit Against Gun Makers. And I flag this because in 2005, the Republicans passed, over Democrats' objections, a bill that provides immunity to gun manufacturers. And what we have here is that the cartels are ruling by force. They're ruling, as you just testified, Mr. Ballard, through the use of weapons, of guns, of weapons of war that are trafficked across the border, but not from south to north, from north to south. And I'm sure you would agree with me that if they did not possess those weapons of war, they would be much less powerful, because that is how they rule. No one here is defending child sex trafficking. I supervise prosecutions of sex trafficking. There's nothing worse. But there is a big difference between criminal organizations engaging in crimes, child sex trafficking, and the government sanctioning policies that separate children from their parents. So let's remember, we're not talking apples to apples here. And let's hope that we never go back to that policy, as Donald Trump recently said he would like to do. I yield back.
Chair, at this time, reckon